Welcome to the Bullits and Bourbon podcast, where it's not about the bourbon, but more about who you share it with.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bullits and Bourbon, episode 35. And we are back with you after a little bit of an extended break, at least for me, and then for you. So I was on vacation. Dan took the helm and did an episode without me. And then as we were going to collide back on Friday and put together an episode, you were under the weather and we were drunk. Go figure, right? Yeah, old, right? I had a lot to sample off of vacation. So, as always, Whiskey Wednesday, and we're going to dive into some of this is our whiskey heavy episode, right?
Yeah.
So
you brought a lot back.
I did. I lied to myself.
So you're not bringing anything back. What you bring back? Like five cases?
I didn't say I was not going to bring anything back. I said that it would be a reduced amount from what I usually do. But then my brother, he screwed that all up.
Yeah.
He did. So, yeah, I mean, I can't help it. I'm a menace to myself. I think I came back with something like 23.
23?
I would say 22. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, anyway, listen, everything that when I do these little whiskey hunts, they're all, I try to get it all at retail or as close as I can to the lowest bottom dollar. You know, that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
And I know many people that are bourbon collectors and bourbon drinkers are, they enjoy the hunt. The hunt is kind of, it's kind of fun.
That's part of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of neat to see what you see out in the wild and like we're on a safari or something.
Or at Walmart, what you see out in the wild.
Hey, listen, Walmart has not failed me.
Okay.
I mean, I picked up that 15-year, the Knob Creek 15-year for $20 in a clearance bin at Walmart.
Oh, nice.
So you can't knock Walmart. Now, they didn't have shit this time, but it is what it is. So in any event, I mean, we'll talk a little bit about that, but, we're going to jump on the whiskey. And one of the things that I did with my brother, Jared, while we were down there is we went and we looked for some craft bottles that were kind of indigenous to Florida. And I think we ran into we grabbed 4 bottles while we were down there. And we cracked them. We talked about them. One was kind of meh, and we're going to save that bottle for our buddy Jim when he comes over and kind of put his palate to the test on it. This bottle, though, I was super excited about grabbing because it was only like $35.
Oh, that's a steal.
And I figure for $35, if it's bad, it's not catastrophic.
You can use it for cleaner.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I'm going to get back to the whole total wine experience with our covered whiskey that we do. Yeah, because that happened almost again. So this is Old St. Pete whiskey. It's an 88 proof whiskey. It's brewed, but distilled and kept in St. Petersburg, Florida. And I was really surprised by this whiskey. For 36, 7, or 8, or whatever it was, I really, really, really enjoyed this. I got to tell you, this wasn't the first one of the local Florida distilled products that I tried on this trip. And so when I went into it, I was already a little bit like, shit, it's gonna be a bust, right? So, we're gonna kind of get back to our roots, and we're gonna pour you a sip of this in your Yeti cup because it is hot as balls in Pittsburgh. It's like I brought the weather back up with me, but you drink a lot. You drink a lot during episodes, so. Go ahead and let's hit this one sip challenge, and then we'll talk a little bit about it and tell me what you think. I want to see if your reaction. And now remember, it's whiskey, it's not bourbon, only 88 proof, so it's on the lower scale.
Oh, nice.
On your mark, set, go. What do you think? Before you even get a chance to finish it.
Smooth.
Yeah,
definitely very smooth.
What notes do you grab from it right away?
The oak is very strong on this one.
Okay.
Very, very oaky. Maybe a dark leather, maybe?
I get the leather, yeah.
Dark leather, oak, maybe some tobacco now?
Yeah, I get on the palate, well, on the nose, I get a little bit of fruit, a little bit of citrus, I should say. It's buttery, on the palate at first, and then and that's neat. You're drinking it over ice. Now when I did this, I did it neat to start, and then I put it over ice, and I'm going to do that again. And I notice when it's over ice, the citrus comes out for me a lot more. So I'm hoping when I dump it in my cup here in a second, I'm going to get that. I get a lot of butter, like vanilla buttery notes to it, which is.
See, I'm not picking up the buttery or the citrus. Just very dark, like
enjoyable.
Very like dark and oaky, tobacco, maybe a dark roast coffee almost.
Ooh, you know what? I don't know if I got the coffee notes, but I get the cocoa. I get the dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. So maybe it's similar along those lines. The finish is medium. It's not a bold finish. It's not a weak finish. So on one of the whiskeys we did try, one of the other whiskeys we tried, there was zero finish. Like I'm talking like this thing had potential and then it was like dead after the palate. This one gave me enough of the finish for an 88 proof where I was like, man, this is good. I pick up the citrus. I do pick up the chocolate. I'm going to pour it over the ice, because, well, I drink it over ice. And we were in Florida. It was hot as nuts down there, by the way. So most of the whiskey I drank was in a Yeti, out by the pool, dodging these fat fucking mosquitoes, and basically with my arm out of the pool and my whiskey cup and me underwater.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a try now over ice. Let it kind of marinate for a second. See, now I get leather now.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
I pick up like a lot of dark notes.
Yeah, I got to be honest, for $39, this to me is a steal. So...
Yeah, this would be a good everyday pour. Nice for probably a Manhattan old fashioned.
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed. Founded in 2014 in St. Petersburg. They use pot still distillery, so it's an oily mouthfeel to it. It's got a little bit higher oily content, which I enjoy. Some people might not like that. I like something that kind of that's viscous and kind of coats your mouth a little bit. They use pot stills. I'm really with the craft distilleries. There's an art with pot distilling that we're learning more as we meet more and more distillers, and we kind of dive into their science. The part of where do you cut your heads, where do you cut your tails, and everything in between. And this has enough oil in there where you can tell they cut the heads right. The tails, they went on the more oily side.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm a huge fan of that. So for 88 proof, I could kill. That's the other thing. I could kill this bottle probably in a hard night.
Oh yeah, typical Friday night.
Typical Friday night. I could kill off this bottle, which I don't want to do. I didn't buy another one. And after our trip down there, I don't need to buy anything for a while. I say that as
we're getting ready to buy more tomorrow, right?
I know. That's what we do. I got a stack of receipts like this big. So, overall, for you overall, what do you think? I mean, enjoyable.
Yeah.
Price point,
absolutely phenomenal.
Okay, so you
for 30. And the thing is, if I seen this in the store for 35, I'd be kind of like 35, 88 proof. I'd be kind of iffy to grab it, but it does have a nice label because I am a label whore, so there's a good chance I'd pick it up anyways.
Yeah, so it's funny you say that. So I've never really been that much of a label whore, but I have become bottle conscious. Does that make sense?
Are you talking body conscious?
Well, I'm
because you're definitely not body conscious.
I'm not body conscious. I'm robust. No, so here's what I like about the bottle. Okay, and from a storage standpoint,
it's nice and small.
It's nice and small.
Yeah.
So, I'm already out of room again. God dang. I'm going to end up having to, I don't know. I'm going to have to get creative. So, a small stout bottle, you got more options.
It's easy to store, move around.
Nice label. It's, the color on this whiskey is gorgeous. I'm surprised for 88 proof that it has the flavor profile that it does. So, it kind of goes to, we've talked about this before, but it goes to show you that, if you get caught up with mainstream, you're going to miss a lot in the whiskey world.
Oh, 100%.
And we've been guilty of it. I mean, we're hunting right now. We're tracking down some old blood oaths that we want,
some sevens, eights,
some
sixes, yeah.
Just things that we want. I mean, and those are they're taters technically, but we're going to drink them because we enjoy them. But, we keep one eye on that while also being very aggressive when it comes to looking for the craft distilleries, because I think that really speaks to us.
Yeah.
So, if you guys check them out, you can go to their website. Just search out Old St. Pete Distillery, or St. Petersburg, and give them a look up. I don't know what their shipping policy is because I was there, but if you're ever in Florida, we found this at Total Wine and Spirits.
Okay.
And I know they had it in ABC as well. So, if you're out and about or listening out of the state of PA, shouldn't be too hard to find, and I'd be willing to bet you could probably find them online. Definitely recommend it if you want to broaden your horizons on some craft distilleries. We are about craft. We love craft.
Buy local.
Buy local. I mean, and more so, I would almost say within craft, you now have artisan. And the pot still, to me, is the artisan side of that. Not taking any away from column distilled spirits, because they're wonderful and they're consistent.
Yeah.
But there's a bit of art
with the pot still,
to operating pot still. There's nothing wrong with either or. When somebody can pull off at the craft level, the small level, something this good, my hat's off to you, Old St. Pete Distillery, and everybody down there. You guys. In my book, that's a double thumbs up for me, and I will be killing this bottle and trying to find another one.
I kind of like the label. What's this label remind you of? Go back to the 90s.
Oh, geez.
Think music.
Oh, shiny happy people holding hands. Shiny happy people.
Almost looks like a Dave Matthews cover.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Those are some good days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the Sunshine State.
Yeah.
You got to roll deep. Now, so I'm gonna contrast this for a moment. Something about Florida whiskey that my brother and I were discussing, and I think it's worth talking about. So, on the nerd level of whiskey, whiskey depends on the temperature fluctuation to happen. To get those barrel staves to open and close, and kind of let the whiskey in and push it out, and it gets that maturity.
Yeah.
Right. The whiskey that we had that I wasn't too fond of, and it wasn't bad on the nose and it wasn't bad on the palate, but it was no finish, zero. It just died. It was almost. I got to thinking about it like, if you had let that sit in the barrel a little bit longer, 2 years. I wonder how it would have tasted. And that's not taking anything away from, and I think it was a 4-year whiskey. Okay. So, but I'm starting to wonder, and I would be very curious to get feedback from anybody that is familiar with distilling and ricking or storing barrels in Florida, if what their experience is. Does it take longer because you don't get those temperature fluctuations? Yeah,
like you do in the Midwest.
Up north.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's almost the same. I brought a bunch of cigars down. I don't really take very good care of my cigars like you do, but I didn't need to put them in a humidor.
Yeah.
I could have just left them out.
Yeah, left them sitting out. It's so damn humid down there.
I tried it. And I let one sit out for like 6 or 7 days. That thing wouldn't light.
Yeah, just too humid.
It was too saturated.
Yeah.
It was almost like there was too much humidity. And that was kind of the thinking point when my brother and I were discussing the one whiskey that we'll feature, on Friday maybe, was I wonder if they're not getting enough temperature fluctuation to where those barrels heave, in and out and letting the whiskey mature a little bit more. So I don't know. I don't know if that process is. I know that St. Augustine Distillery, which we're fans of and we enjoy, they seem to nail it.
Yeah, especially with their port.
But yeah, the port. I mean that's a hit, and we have a couple other ones that are pretty good. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a difference in how the distillery looks at that. If they say, okay, well, if we go 4 years, it's really 3 years. If we go 6 years, it's really 4 years. Or what they're aiming for. I'm curious to kind of to get feedback on. That's the nerd side of whiskey right there. Just the kind of the curiosity of how you get to when you feel like that product is ready to put into a bottle. I mean, we're kind of lucky because we get to see that with Liberty Pole on their processes and how they kind of go through and they're very, very, very picky.
I love when we're down there for tastings when they're thieving from the barrels.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a cool experience because you get to see the passion.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to it, and I don't believe that anybody wants to put out a shit product.
Oh no. I mean, some people are trying to make a buck here and there, so they don't care about the product. But somebody who has passion for the spirits, especially whiskey, bourbon, they're putting their heart and soul into it. Which
is why craft distilleries are just a fond. They hold a fond place in my heart because these are usually families of people that they're not rich, by the standards of society, right? They're making a living. They're tied into their communities. They're tied into the local farms. They're putting out a product that they want to be proud of, and they want other people to appreciate. And so it's not a thing of like, this is my favorite. None others are good. This is, when I taste a good whiskey, I'm happy for the people that made it. Yeah. Because I think that speaks volumes of their craft. So, but yeah, so Old St. Pete Distillery, give it a shot if you can find it, try it. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. It's a lighter whiskey. It's 88 proof, so it's not going to be a heavy tongue puncher, but enjoyable nonetheless. I haven't tried it in a Manhattan. No. Or a old fashioned. We did make a bunch of fruity whiskey cocktails while we were down there. Yeah, Jared was all set up. Man, he brought his bar kit, man. He got mashers and dashers. And
well, it's funny you said that because me and Justin, we were talking about it on the last podcast while you were on vacation, and he was like, so what's your thoughts about men drinking fruity drinks?
Hey, man.
Listen. I told him, hey, when you're on vacation, you're going to like what you like.
Technically, I was by a pool.
You were on vacation.
I was on vacation, yeah. Listen, I like pina colada. You like pina colada.
I knew that was coming.
It is what it is. I mean, I made bourbon peach smash.
Okay.
It was delicious. I made another little concoction that was just so I'm a lazy cocktail maker. Okay. So I followed on Instagram all these people that make cocktails, and I'll watch these videos, and I'm like, damn, man, these mixologists they're dope. But I do not have the patience or time for that shit.
Oh yeah, to sit there and mash and mush.
I can't do it. So a little bit of peach nectar, a little bit of ginger ale. What else I put in there? I don't even know. Some grenadine because you can't go wrong with grenadine and bada bean cherries. And I mean, you mix that up. It's 97 degrees outside. It's 155,000% humidity. I'm game. 3 or 4 of those.
I don't know why you wait till the summer to go down to Florida every year. You guys need to go down during the winter
so you can enjoy it. Myself. Well, the pool. So, despite what you think, the pool still closes. My parents still close the pool during winter.
Nerds. It's still 60 degrees out. Come on.
Yeah, it is true. So I got to tell you though, I jumped in the pool. And it was no bullshit, like 85 degrees in the water. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, that's hot. That's like swimming in my own urine.
Yeah. So I'm sure you did some of that while you were down in Florida too.
Listen, we can debate this back and forth, but when there are 12 adults, because there were 12 adults down there, and dude, we were killing some beer and some whiskey, and nobody gets out of the pool for 4 hours. Bro, you know what's happening. You know what's happening, right? I mean, so I bet that's why the dogs jumped in.
Yeah, I bet you it's like that scene from Grown Ups when they were all in the pool with the blue. Your brother, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we had a blast. Florida was fun. It's hot. I will say this for the whiskey selection. We have debated this on Facebook groups and local circles, the whole state control versus open market. There is no contest.
Oh, yeah.
They're just...
Well, you could tell what you hauled back. What you brought back and you were buying at cost and not secondary markup, you can tell.
Yeah. So to put this in perspective, Blood Oath up here was about 160. If I'm
give or take.
I found it in Florida for 140.
Yeah.
And there were it wasn't like people standing in line. There were 8 boxes, 3-door box, 24. Got into a conversation with the guy behind the counter. He's like, yeah, we had about 35 boxes. And I can't move these now.
Yeah.
So the idea, now, you step into ABC and Total Wine, there's going to be some different things going on. The ABC has the vault. You got to buy so much to get access to it. Hey, fine, whatever, But pound for pound on my travels, when I do whiskey hunting, I have found the most stuff at cost in Florida. I found a George T. Stagg at retail. I found a Stagg Junior batch. I don't know. It was one of the earlier batches sitting up on a shelf, dust all over it, $45, which is what it should be. Well, back then, it's, inflation and everything. So I have a hard time kind of negotiating that argument of, well, state control, you guarantee it's going to be at retail. No, you're not. You're not. The state's involved. Anytime governments, we work for the government. Anytime the government gets involved, it's fucked up.
It's a shit show.
Yeah. I mean, look at us. I mean,
look at him.
Look at him. So it kind of just depends on how you look at the situation. I just personally think that it was, you got an open market, open economy. You're probably going to be able to score better deals.
Yeah.
Be that as it may. So that's it for this. We're going to move on because we got a lot of catching. There's been a lot going on since you've been gone. But most importantly, we have a bottle to give away.
Yeah, well, we can't do it because I got the laptop. We're going to do the bottle giveaway after the podcast live on Patreon.
Okay. So the Ponfay Master Select Distillers Edition rye, we're going to do that afterwards.
Live on
Patreon. And we will put it in the socials afterwards as well. But check it out on our Patreon feed. And we'll be doing another bottle giveaway very, very soon after.
Yeah, I think we decided we're going to try to give away a bottle once a month.
Yeah. So next bottle we're going to do is going to be a Liberty Pole Monongahela Rye, which is freaking.
Yeah.
It's the bee's knees. So we want to try to get some of these craft bottles out to you, and as we progress, maybe we'll move into a little bit of the taters. Maybe
we definitely will.
Blood oath here or there, but
once we get our numbers up on Patreon, it'll be easier to give away those larger bottles.
Yeah. So definitely. So please, check out Patreon if you feel so inclined to help support a small fledgling podcast with two idiots. Hit subscribe and hook us up and spread the word. We want to try to kind of get the craft distilleries out and get their numbers, bring them some credit where credit's due. We really enjoyed the Ponfay experience.
Oh, yeah. They've been doing a lot of big things.
Yeah, they have really, I tell you what, Maximilian has really gone balls to the wall.
Yeah.
With his promotions and
the live music,
the food. Yeah. And they got a great operating location in Somerset, Pennsylvania. So if you're up that way in the Laurel Highlands, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah, Laurel
Highlands. Beautiful area, Pennsylvania. Make some time to swing by Ponfay Distillery and check them out. Stop in, see their location. It's beautiful. They did a great job, and the whiskey is outstanding. The people are personable, and I can't speak highly. I can't say enough good things about them. That was a good experience.
Yeah,
we had a great time. So check us out, Patreon. Look on the socials, Instagram, Facebook,
TikTok, Patreon.
Yeah,
Twitter.
TikTok, Twitter. We really need to get better at promoting.
Yeah,
we really suck at that. Not that that's what we're here for, but. So that'll come up soon, and then the next announcement on the Monongahela Liberty Pole Monongahela Rye. That one's going to come out, and we'll do a little bottle setup, and we'll put that one out and see what happens in 30 days. As we did before, if you subscribe to our Patreon page, you automatically are entered for. You want to go 6? You want to go 6 this time?
Yeah, let's go 6.
So you get 6 entries versus the 4 we did for Ponfay. And if you comment, follow
on Facebook,
you Instagram, all that stuff, it's just one. So I mean,
yeah, you spend $4 a month.
Yeah,
got a chance to win a nice bottle.
And once you're subscribed, by the way, you're in that loop
every month.
Every month.
Yeah, you don't got to worry about anything.
Yeah, every month. So we just think it's a fun way to kind of share whiskey with everybody and spread the wealth. So,
And then we're going to be doing some limited content on Patreon as well.
are we? Am I getting naked?
Oh, I hope not. I hope to God not. I don't think anybody, they will pay for you not to do that.
I got the Olympic leotard.
Olympic leotard.
Simone Biles. She actually.
Dude, have you seen? I had to repost the video we did with Patty.
Yeah.
Because there was one. Does an Olympian just go out there and just?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do it. That's what I want to say. Simone Biles did that.
Dude, she's gangster.
I forget the name of the flip, but she's the first person to ever land it.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Dude, she's a gangster, man. She's straight. I when our women, our USA gymnastics team goes out on the floor, they just walk out like Conor McGregor into the ring.
Well, I don't know if it's true. I've seen it on Facebook. It was a post of what the gymnast saying was.
Oh,
this
the
year.
name?
The name?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if it's real or not.
It is.
But if it was, fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
That's so gangster.
Yeah, and then she went back on and later clarified it, the Golden Girls, because I didn't realize this. They're old.
Yeah, compared to most Olympians.
But it's funny because when we were talking with your cousin about this, what I found was really interesting was the shift in athletes, right? I forget what I was watching, but it was one of the Russian, I think, or Ukrainian gymnasts back in the 80s. She was the first person to do this now banned thing on the uneven bars.
Okay.
I guess you're not allowed to do it. I mean, it was crazy to watch her do this because, if I attempted to do that, I'd
break every bone in your body.
I'd be dead as shit, yeah. But, I was looking at the body type of her body type versus our, and I say our with passion because these are our ladies. They're Americans and we love them. But generally speaking, across all the Olympians, gymnasts now, if you look at all the girls, their bodies are different.
Oh yeah, they're not the small petite little princesses.
No, these
they're
girls
athletes.
These girls are world class athletes. You can tell that they have put science and hard work into making themselves into studs.
Yeah,
stud athletes. And what struck me is that the Golden Girls and that they're Simone Biles like 27, 28.
I think 26.
Yeah, but that's old by standard.
Yeah.
But she's in her she's a baller.
Yeah.
She's a straight up baller. I mean, that's nuts. If you look at her body, you're just like, dang, man, like,
well,
wow.
Who was it? There was, I want to say it was either China maybe or Japan. I can't remember. But there was a 57-year-old Olympian that finally made it. 57.
HGH.
No, I think it was ping pong or something like that.
Oh, that don't count, man.
But, no, that
Ping
still
pong.
counts. That takes skill.
Listen, ping pong.
Have you watched Forrest Gump? Have you seen Forrest Gump?
Ping pong's like luge, dude.
No.
Yes, it is. I'm going to tell you something. Any sport you can do dick drunk should not be in the Olympics.
No. Who was it?
Shuffleboard.
Anthony Edwards from the NBA team. He's watching the ping pong because one of the U.S. Olympians smashed Steph Curry 21-0 on the ping pong table.
Wait, I'm not saying that they're not skilled, but
that hand-eye coordination and speed. Come on.
So when's Call of Duty going to be in the Olympics?
Who knows?
I bet I get up there and bust some sticks for a bronze.
They got breakdancing now in the Olympics.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They got breakdancing. They got skateboarding.
My son's over there going, yes, they do. No, they don't.
They got breakdancing.
Well, skateboarding, word up. Tony Hawk, he broke ground for that. That's a godfather of skateboarding. Yeah. 100% BMX, freestyle. I watched some of that today. But the ping pong.
So you get one of those pros.
I mean, come on.
You're going to rage quit, throw that paddle, and say, fuck this shit. Ping pong ain't a real sport.
Listen, I'm just saying, I don't even know what I was saying. I'm just saying ping pong to me, it's like, okay, what's the thing that we're going to go do for the Sean Roan Foundation?
Cornhole.
Cornhole. When's cornhole going to be part of the Olympics?
There's a professional cornhole league.
Bro, we are missing out on beaucoup dollars because you can drink whiskey like a motherfucker and throw some sacks.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of sacks, I picked you up some some chicken cock ton of Florida.
I seen that.
Yeah, I know.
I appreciate
you can do
that.
without your cock. But anyway, I digress. So
thoughts on Snoop Dogg has became the Olympic mascot. Not even the U.S. mascot, but the Olympic
dude, Snoop. What did I say about 30 episodes ago about Snoop Dogg? You don't remember?
I don't know.
We really don't remember a lot. Snoop is timeless, bro.
He absolutely is. I mean, he's at swim meets, gymnastics meets, the basketball game. I mean, he's just cheering everybody on. And I almost want to know if they made the torch in the shape of a joint just because they knew Snoop was going to carry it.
Did you see him crip walk?
Oh, yeah.
He crip walk with it? Yeah, that was crazy.
The love and support he got for Team USA all the way around is just phenomenal.
Yeah. And I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding the opening Olympic ceremonies. And we don't want to go down that road. It is what it is. I'm not even going to comment on it further. But I enjoyed elements of it. I thought it was...
what, the blue guy with his sack hanging on? You enjoyed that much. You're like, that's a sack I'd like to toss.
I need better friends. You're an idiot.
But
you realize that you're an idiot.
I'm an idiot, but I just find it funny. It doesn't matter what side you lie on, left or the right. I remember when the right was like, oh, the left is all cancel culture. Now you got the right, all cancel culture. I'm like, you both are just ridiculous. It is what it is.
Listen, I liked watching this is dumb. I like watching the boats go down the
boats and hoes.
The boats and hoes.
Boats and hoes.
I like watching the
Prestige
boats.
Worldwide.
That's gonna be a shirt. It was funny to me, like some of the smaller nations, they gave them like a rowboat, like a kayak. Dudes over there with a paddle, just paddle along. And then you see like the Chinese and American delegations, like 500 people. You're like, Jesus, they're going to sink that boat, you know? But, I mean, man, how much money went into that opening ceremony? Because they're doing something a little bit different in Paris.
Yeah.
This is and there's been some legitimate issues with it, right? They went eco-friendly.
With the mattresses and the beds?
Yeah, cardboard beds and 7 or 8 females to one bathroom. Dude, you don't ever... Any man over the age of 40 knows 8 women to one bathroom, and you are liable to have a revolution.
Even if you're in your 20s, you know that's not going to work.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all. On cardboard mattresses?
Well, at least it's not as bad as the Olympics in Brazil and China with the fiasco that went on both those times.
I mean, I get it. Every Olympics is they got a learning curve to it. But what Paris is doing that is kind of unique outside of all that catastrophe that they're having, and every Olympics has a mini catastrophe. I mean, I remember Atlanta 96 very, very clearly because we were security for the women's Olympic gymnastic team. We got to
well, you were. I was still in high school.
Well, yeah.
Old man.
You're a dick. But, in that Olympics went pretty smooth. There were pretty few complaints, and then, dude decided to bomb it. That kind of sucked, a little bit. But what they're doing in Paris is instead of building all these mega venues, because we've seen this happen in Athens and we saw it happen in Rio, where when they were done, they went into ruins.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So all those millions of dollars that were spent went tits up.
Well, I like what Qatar did for the World Cup. Yeah, their stadiums, they were all able to tear down and move around and everything else. They're like build-a-block stadiums.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was a cool concept because now you don't have these stadiums that you spent millions and millions of dollars on just going to waste.
Yeah, well, that harkened back to the Atlanta Olympics. Remember, you had Fulton County Stadium, which is where the Braves played, and they built the Olympic Centennial Park. That became Turner Field, which is where the Braves moved into.
Nobody gives a fuck about the Braves.
Bro, you'll learn today. You're mad. You're Pittsburgh mad right now, aren't you? Say it. Sid Bream. It is what it is. Anyways, as we digress, because somebody's butt hurt, and now I'm a Pittsburgh fan, so just relax a little bit there, Ace. They were able to turn that to their stadium. The cool thing for the Braves was when they built their newest stadium that they have now, I guess it's in Marietta or wherever, they didn't take the cost hit. The taxpayer didn't take the cost hit because it was all Olympic funds.
Yeah.
So, what Paris has done, I think is pretty neat. You and I have both been to Paris multiple times.
Yeah.
It's a city that we know.
Paris is all right. Like I always say, I prefer Toulouse.
Yeah, I think for most tourists, most Americans that never get to Europe, you got to go to Paris to say you've been to Paris.
Yeah, it's the allure, the Eiffel Tower, the food, everything else.
But for those of us that lived in Europe, there are places that are much more dear to our hearts. As my wife is refreshing her whiskey because she doesn't play around.
She said, "Fuck your podcast."
Fuck your podcast. She's like, you'll learn today. But what they did was, I think was kind of neat, was Paris said, hey, we're Paris. We're a world city. As she walks by and just...
Oh, she knows what she wants.
Yeah, you just get your whiskey. See, that's who you marry. You marry a whiskey girl. Anyways, I digress. So they did a lot of their venues were on like buildable stands, like the kind you could tear down.
Yeah.
And they just showcased their city. So... I noticed, like with the skateboard, I was watching that. Man, I tell you what, man, that's the skateboard and BMX. Some of the stuff they do is stupid.
Yeah,
but it's like it's like they just set it right in the middle of like streets.
Yeah, why not?
I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, how cool is that? You could walk by, you get you a little, something from the cafe, go to the Olympic, venue, watch some chicks freaking do some weird, crazy flips on some bicycles and. Go over there and watch some dudes, do some skateboarding stuff. I mean, it was. I think that part that's pretty dope.
Yeah, you know what I think though. There's a lot of like small stories you don't hear about, and I think the Flavor Flav story. Flavor Flav is the last person I would ever think that would sponsor women's polo.
Flavor Flav has a special place in my heart, as you can imagine.
Oh, were you trying to get on his dating show? Love with Flavor Flav.
I got made fun of because of my last name.
Okay, Flav.
Yeah,
Flavor
so
Flav.
I was always Flavor Flav. So yeah,
but
yeah, I was trying to get on his dating show. What's wrong with you?
Hey, who knows? Who knows what you'll do for $20?
Oh, I'll do it.
$20 is $20.
$20 is $20.
But no, for him to come out of pocket to sponsor the women's polo team for the next 4 years. Because he found out they were working like 2-3 jobs and still trying to compete on that level. He was like, "Nah, I got you." And I think that speaks volumes on somebody you usually don't hear a lot of positive spin on.
No, we live in this world where we're woke, and it goes to the extreme on both sides. And the perception about somebody like a Flavor Flav or a Snoop Dogg or you pick it, superstar rapper or rocker or whatever. When you see an act like that, what you're seeing is an element of humanity that we really should kind of stop and talk about, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I watched the water polo. I watched us play Spain the other day.
Okay,
dude, I was tired 3 minutes into watching these ladies swim around. And by the way, the underwater shots.
Make sure the wife went upstairs.
Yeah. But they're treading water for what, like 40 minutes?
40 minutes, yeah.
And dude, they're vicious, man. They're hitting each other. I am finding that some of the sports that we don't see mainstream are fun, they're just really fun to watch. Water polo is one of those where I'm mesmerized by it. Dude, and I know this is not going to go over well, but synchronized swimming? Bro, do you see what they do? Do you see how they have to swim?
Yeah.
That's nuts. Can you do that?
No.
We should do that. Put it on.
Yeah, I'll drown.
Panera. What is it called?
Patreon. One day you'll get it right. Patreon.
We're never gonna promote our shit the right way because I just when I think of that I think of Panera and I want that
Of course it's gonna be fucking food, right?
Oh yeah, that steak and cheese stuff, that shit's dope, bro. Anyways, damn, now I'm hungry.
Now you want White Castle.
Oh, dude, White Castle's off the chain. How do we go down this road? Why do you do this? Anyways, but Easy E, yeah, I think it's really cool.
Easy E is dead.
Not Easy.
Easy E's been dead for a minute, man. Could tell he had those pregame pulls.
I did. Flavor Flav. what Flavor Flav did was just it was really cool, and I think it also speaks to women's sports.
Oh yeah.
Most of the sports that I've watched so far in the Olympics are the women's.
Yeah, I've watched some of the basketball, some of the track.
I watched
and field.
3-on-3, men's 3-on-3 today.
I haven't watched the 3-on-3
They got
yet.
beat by Serbia.
Yeah,
Like dogs. The Serbians were dope. But I watched women's volleyball play against China. They did not pull it off. I think it was the first round, so it didn't really matter a whole lot. But I mean, we need to. It goes back to this long-running kind of discussion we've had with the WNBA.
yeah.
We need to look at how we look and act toward our female athletes. Because when you see Simone Biles, or you see
That 12-foot jump, man.
or you see these women volleyball players and women water polo or BMXers,
Or even
and stuff,
like the
all of them.
or the female
Yeah.
powerlifter from Philippines who won a gold.
These ladies are phenomenal. And so Jennifer and I were talking about one of them. Faced a comment from one of the press corps, said, well, you're old, are you retiring? She had just medaled, and she kind of clapped back like, are you old, are you retiring? and dude, I was just like, I don't know, man. I'm a father of a daughter, and I want my daughter to do whatever she can do, whatever she wants to do. If she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, word up. If she wants to be a CEO, word up. If she wants to be an assassin, let's go. But I love that response, because what is the expectation that
It's women's sports.
you're just going to quit? Come on,
we've
man.
all bashed it for a while. I'm
Yeah.
guilty of it.
Yeah. But I mean, now, and a lot of this goes back to Caitlin Clark, because what did her and Angel Reese do to the Olympic squad?
Oh, they smoked them.
They smoked them.
They smoked them.
Vindication.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting race for the rookie of the year between the two of them.
Yeah. What was cool though was watching them play together.
Yeah.
Because they played together.
Yeah.
And I mean, now you got to wonder. So there was a conversation years and years ago, back when we were wee lads. What would have happened if Bird and Magic had been on the same team? Unstoppable. Unstoppable. Nobody could stop them. What would happen if you had put Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark on the Olympic squad? I mean, that's a story that yet we're not going to know.
We won't see for another 4 years.
And we want our ladies to win gold. We want them to see,
everybody on Team USA win gold.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you ain't first, you're last. Right?
Yeah.
But, speaking about the gold, here's the thing that I saw online and blew my mind. So if you gold medal for Team USA, whatever sport, you get I think it's like $38,000.
That's it?
That's it. That's all you get. If you gold for China, you want to take a guess how much they're paying their athletes if you gold?
I don't know. Profit sharing on U.S. Land real estate.
Close to $800,000 if you gold for China.
Well, yeah, but remember, so that was another thing that we had that we had a discussion about was if you look at the geopolitics of the Olympics. Remember when we were growing up, it was Russia, U.S.
Oh, Russia, U.S., and China.
But really Russia and U.S. It was a Cold War playing out at these venues. Now it's happening Russia or U.S. and China, but the U.S. is just kind of like, meh.
I don't know. I watched men's gymnastics today. The male gymnastic on the bar, guy from Japan took gold, but it was great seeing Japan and China. I mean, they were neck and neck the entire meet.
But did you see the floor routine from our gymnast, Terrence? I can't remember his name. I don't want to mess it up. But he was just he blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
And we had a guy on the pommel.
On the horse?
Yeah, the pommel horse.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this.
That was his only event.
His only event, and he had what they call him like Clark Kent because he had the glasses. But did you know that when he's on there doing the event, he can't see.
Really?
His eyes are permanently dilated.
What?
Yeah, it's nuts. Jennifer was reading this to me on the way to work. I'm like, get out of here. So he's doing it all by feel. And then I because I'm a nerd, I had to read about him when I got to work. I was like, let me nerd out real quick. Yeah, man, like he jumped off and, pumps his arms up, goes, grabs his Clark Kent glasses, and and he's a Penn State guy.
Nice.
And, shout out to our local guy, but we have a local swimmer who's from Upper St. Clair, PA, which is right next door, that went to Summer's Best 2 Weeks, is the camp that my kids go to, and he's representing Team USA. So
nice.
There's so many, like you said, so many cool under stories that go on in the Olympics for every country.
Yeah.
The women's rugby team, U.S. women's rugby, won its first medal ever, beat Australia. Think about that.
Oh, that's huge.
The Aussies are rugby gods.
Yeah. Usually New Zealand and Aussies.
Yeah. And they took it from Australia on a friggin' magnificent last play.
Yeah.
That was just, dude, our women, hats off to you girls. You guys are kicking ass. Keep doing it. Bring home those medals. But you know what? If you don't medal, just thank you for representing, Team USA and our nation. I can't say enough about you. So, guys, really enjoyed doing this podcast. Thank you for welcoming us both back off of a long stay. We will have an episode Friday.
Yes, we will.
We will. Come hell or high water.
It might be a hot mess.
It might be hot.
But it'll be out there.
You never know what kind of shit show you're going to get with us. But we are going to start jumping back into the Whiskey of the Week and getting those polls back up to see what you guys want us to review. If you have requests, please drop us a line on the podcast. You can go to Panera, Patreon, Facebook. Check us out, Bullits in Bourbon on Instagram with a I, Bullits with an I. Drop us a line. Let us know what you want us to talk about, what you want us to hear or drink.
Here.
Yeah, here.
And even if there's something you want us to talk about, we'll hit it.
Yeah,
we try to stay away from politics.
As long as it's not politics,
we'll hit it.
yeah. Well, that's what she said. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking some time, listen to us, and we can't wait to bring you some more good content. Until next time, my friends, stay thirsty. Cheers.